December is a traditional time when we can make some conclusions. In the history of modern Kazakhstan, this month is of particular importance. Memorable dates and holidays mark important milestones in the history of the Republic. They have great patriotic significance. Find out about the significant dates and their importance for Kazakhstan nation in the Milestones program. In today's program, Astana, 20 years of transformation. New technologies in city construction. Innovative solutions in planning. On December 10, 1997, by decree of the head of state, Akmola was declared the capital of the Republic of Kazakhstan. A year later, the city received a new name, Astana, and was presented to the world. Since that time, in the center of the country, on the Asian land of Sararka, the history of Kazakhstan opened its new page. From an ordinary provincial city with 5-story buildings of typical Soviet architecture, Astana, over 20 years, has turned into a modern metropolis with futuristic buildings and original urban landscapes.
Это было одно состояние, когда я была студенткой, училась в университете. И это был такой спокойный маленький городок.
It was a quiet, little town, and it was often remembered for its cold, long winters, long autumns, and cool springs. The independence was declared, and the city was renamed. And we, as historian students, knew that our city experiences a new historical stage.
Какие исторические этапы пережил наш город. Самым любимым местом в городе Целиноград.
The most favorite place in the city of Tselinograd, then in Akmola for me, was the library named after Sakensi Fulin. This building was located next to the Museum of Sakensi Fulin. It was a small square with a small public garden, and we usually stayed late in the library, took out the treasures that we needed at that time.
Доставая из хранилища все те ценные богатства, которые нам в тот момент были нужны.
The general plan for construction of the capital of Kazakhstan was developed by the Japanese architect Kisa Kurosawa. His idea of a harmonious coexistence of the natural and urban environment brought him victory in the competition. Parks and embankments are skillfully inscribed in the general matrix of the capital. The master also took into account the desire of the president of Kazakhstan to attach Eurasian features, combining East and West in the face of the main city of the country. Being in space, we did a photo and video shooting of the district, of the new capital. Back in the day, it was the city of Tselinograd and then Akmola. And of course, it was very surprising because the city was practically invisible. It was a small town compared to, for example, other cities, including Almaty. We repeatedly observed how the construction unfolded. The construction literally gave a new beginning to the small town. The outlines were visible very clearly from outer space, especially with the use of special modern technology.
Особенно при использовании специальной современной техники.
На левом берегу был только...
On the left bank there was only one Bayterek, and around Bayterek there was a big field. We looked at 4 sides, and the direction for House of Ministries was already designated, as well as the location of Akurda. This was the main axis of the left bank. It was lining up before our very eyes. By 2025, the capital of the Republic will receive a new master plan designed for 2 million people. There are 3 districts in the city now. Their number is planned to be increased to 7. High growth rates of the population of the city are predicted to continue for a long time. Since 1998, the number of metropolitan residents has increased 4-fold. And in 2016, a 1 millionth Astana resident was born. Therefore, the construction market in the main city of Kazakhstan is one of the most profitable and dynamic. Every third residential building that is being built in the country is built exactly in the capital. Astana remains one of the most attractive centers of internal migration in the Republic. A young, modern city attracts wide opportunities for science and business. But it's impossible to overlook the external attractiveness of Astana. The contribution to the formation of an unusual urban landscape was made by another eminent architect, Norman Foster. His creations, the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, Han Shatir, have already become recognizable symbols of Astana. Another project of the British architect, Abu Dhabi Plaza, is now under construction. According to the idea, this grandiose structure will have 88 floors and will become one of the highest skyscrapers in Central Asia.
Мне напоминает наша Астана именно такое вот.
Astana reminds me of such a commonwealth of cultures in its architectural construction. Look, if a representative of China who came to us wanted to feel Oriental motifs in our architecture, he can stay in a hotel built according to the architecture of the Chinese mentality. If Moscow resident missed his native city of Moscow, we have an adornment, one that is absolutely similar to the University of Lomonosov. If a Frenchman wanted to walk along his street, we have 2 quarters of Paris and a French Quarter, and so on. There are a lot of such architectural structures that touch the strings of the soul of any representative of any civilization. I don't think there is a similar analog anywhere in the world. This is the reflection of the soul of the Kazakh ethnos as traditional, hospitable hosts.
Души, прежде всего, казахского этноса, как хозяев.
There are a lot of legends about the hospitality of the Kazakh people, and the capital of Kazakhstan, reflecting this feature, always cordially opens the doors for numerous international events. The most significant of them are the Astana process, the Congress of Leaders of World Religions, the OSCE Summit, and Expo 2017. Every year, scientists and politicians of different levels meet in Astana. Each event is aimed at the development of progress, the search for peaceful solutions for the future, the establishment of mutual understanding between cultures, countries, and religions. The expo confirmed today that people from around the world appreciate our country. It's great because they left with the notion that Kazakhstan is a peaceful country, that it is a modern spiritual mecca of civilization where people live in peace, friendship, and harmony. That's how I see Astana now, and I think that it has a great prospect of further growth. Astana deservedly bears the title of City of Peace, appropriated by UNESCO. Over the years of development, it has become a true cultural and political center. In 2012, Astana was declared the cultural capital of the Turkic world. The idea of the president about the role of the bridge between East and West, about Eurasianism as a search for common ground between the two worlds, is embodied in the city Astana Unites. Nursultan Nazarbayev and his plans for modernization and development of the country continue to play a leading role in further strengthening the status of the country in the world. Astana is the face of independent Kazakhstan, and also it is an example of that vision of the world that the president has. The development of the capital cannot be separated from the development of the state. The growth of economic indicators of Astana reflects the dynamics in the country. In the language of figures, it looks like this. Only for 10 months of 2017, the growth of industrial production in the country was recorded in 14 regions. At the same time, one of the highest rates of growth is in the main city of the country, more than 7%. During this period, the total volume of investments in fixed assets in the Republic amounted to 6.5 trillion tenge. including the fact that the 10th part of the indicator falls on Astana. The city is evolving, the economy is growing. During the years of the development of the capital, new branches of the Kazakh industry were born. The production of diesel locomotives and engines for cars and helicopters. But still, the main component of the gross regional product is the service. According to the Economy and Budget Planning Department of Akimat, Astana can be safely called the city of service and trade. It is small and medium business that form the basis of the economic portrait of the modern capital. In the steppe, the city of extraordinary beauty grew immensely. It is majestic and young at heart. It flies as a symbol high above. It embodied the age-old dream of the people and the country. Flourish our golden capital in the name of peace and love. Astana is rightfully called an example of Kazakhstan's transformation and the implementation of bold, innovative ideas. The city has become an important element of the Kazakhstan brand and a symbol of the country's progressive development. Kazakhstan is a space power. The first flight of a human being into space is connected with this land and forever inscribed in the world history. Yuri Gagarin boarded the East, first launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. The young capital received support and congratulations even from the orbit of the planet. In 1998, there was a space bridge in the second flight of Astana space station Mir. It was a very difficult technical task. We were, at that time, somewhere in California, United States, and the television signal from the station, and to us, was going through a huge number of satellite transponders via Moscow, to Almaty, and then to Astana, and it was broadcasted at the huge stadium. For 20 years, the transformation of Astana has been going on. During this time, some objects of the city were seen by the world. The symbol of Astana by Jibek at the 10th International Review Contest Grand Prix was awarded a gold medal as the best construction in the CIS countries. The entertaining complex Oceanarium Duman is included in the Guinness's Book of World Records as the most distant construction of this kind from the world ocean. The construction of the capital was observed not only by world communities, but also from space. A large-scale construction was visible, large-scale, grandiose construction of a new capital. It made a huge impression on us, and it literally changed everything. A few days later, a new object on the ground was already ready, and other objects just broke into the ground. This was clearly visible from outer space. After 20 years, Astana already has a certain silhouette, architectural image. The artists paint the last details, strokes to the city portrait. One of the peculiarities of the Kazakhstan capital is the sky. It's like a background, a beautiful canvas, never closed by skyscrapers. High-rise buildings only emphasize its depth. For people who have a nomadic history, the sense of openness of space has an important deep meaning, personifies freedom. Astana keeps centuries-old traditions and confidently looks forward, combining the history and future of the Kazakh people.
Одно из моих таких любимых мест – это стоять на этом мосту.
One of my favorite places is to stand on this bridge. There are no flowers or benches, it's just a pedestrian bridge. But when I look at the open sky and road, it reflects the essence of our people, of our values. It's an open step and movement. If we don't move now on horses and camels, then we move on modern transport. And this dynamism shows both our power and our energy from the bottom to the top.
Нашей такой энергетики, наверное.